Let's get this party started. It's the Piston Cup Racing Series, and what more could we ask for than to kick things off with Cal Weathers? Did you see the size of that jump? This is a brand new track, and I'm loving it so far. Cal's the nephew of legendary Strip Weathers, aka the King, so I'm excited to see just how far he can go on the track. These turns are dynamic. Not a bad first run to kick things off today as Cal continues to roll out. Remember, the top 15 cars of this first round will be advancing to the quarterfinals, so we'll have to wait and see how Cal stacks up with the competition as things continue on. Now let's head back up top where Revelers flooring it out the gates, catching some big air. That was huge. And is that a one-wheel landing? Impressive to say the least. Also, a back-to-back ramp. Yes, it's much smaller, but the second jump will definitely add some difficulty to the track. I'm sure that we're going to see all kinds of scenarios play out around that part. Now, out of the turn section, Revelers still has to roll out as far as possible on the final straight here. Will he pass up Weathers? It looks like it, and we have a new first place car for now. There are still plenty left to go in the competition. All right, look at this green machine. I thought it was a kiwi fruit at first, but it's none other than Darren Leadfoot, and my goodness, that jump was scary, but he just made it over. That could have been devastating otherwise. Now, this section is what seems to make or break the cars so far. If they get through the turns without losing too much speed, they have that nice rollout. But too much bumper car action, and it severely hinders their performance. Let's see how Leadfoot finishes in comparison to the other racers. I don't think he's got the guts, unfortunately, and with that, he is going to be our current third place. When you see number 8, you know it's Dale Earnhardt Jr. in the early days, ready to tear up a track, and look at the speed converted to a massive jump already. I don't think you can expect much different from this season, pro. This was obviously while Dale was still with Dale Earnhardt Incorporated, otherwise he'd be rocking the number 88 most likely. With an expedited cornering section, you can see the blazing speed as Dale Jr. pushes right past the competition and notches himself at current first place in the Piston Cup Racing Series. Now, when I saw this name, I thought it said Floyd Mayweather at first glance, but I was wrong. It's Floyd Hill, and he's flying. He's kept it straighter than most off of the ramp section. Even the second jump is clean as a whistle. Not a lot of bumping on the walls is a great sign as Hill powers through the corners. I'm seeing a lot of speed making it through to the straightaway. That's the kind of run these cars are looking for. Not a lot of sideways, not a lot of obstructing to their top end speed, just a crisp, clean run to get them as far as possible. Back to the drop, we got Ryan Shields rocking a fresh paint job in orange 39. I was just talking about them not wanting to get sideways. That could have been real bad, but Shields somehow pulled it together for the second ramp and is cruising right along. Could I be proven wrong here? Could a run that started so shaky end up getting saved with a clean, steady second half? I guess we're about to find out. It looks to me like 39 isn't tapping out early. Shields is somehow moving on and on. What an impressive final straight as he passes multiple cars and finally stopped at third place. Out of retirement is the king himself, Strip Weathers. What a pleasant surprise. I was not expecting Piston Cup royalty to grace our track, but this is really happening, folks. You can tell he's got so much experience the way he's handling himself through the curves. After 20 seasons, Strip took a step back into a coaching role and has been the crew chief for his nephew Cal that we saw earlier in this tournament. It's great to see him getting the rubber back to the track, though, and showing these youngsters what's what as he rolls out to what looks like a current second place. Impressive showing by 43. I cannot wait to see where he ends up later. Next up today, we've got Manny Flywheel, number 68, driving for N20 Nitro Cola, and look at the size of the jump he just had. Also stuck a perfect landing, if I do say so myself. When you land on all four without much air, it can translate to a nasty amount of speed heading into the second part of the track, and that's what we're witnessing now. I can't believe this. It looks like he's going 200 miles an hour. He's passing everyone like they're sitting still. I mean, they were, but you get the point. What's the deal? Is Manny gonna make it off the track? My goodness, he's so close, but just shy. That is gonna remain an incredible mark to beat, I guarantee it. Oh, now watch out, a former Olympic gold medalist in the relay here, number 92, Murray Clutchburn. Not a bad jump at all. I think these cars can see what others have done before them. It gives them a bit of a better read on the track, you know what I mean? They can kind of expect what's coming instead of going at it blind. Now, to be honest with you, I wasn't sure what to expect from Clutchburn, but he's impressing me with the way he got into the straight and seems to have conserved quite a bit of momentum as he's rolling out to a current second place behind that heroic run by Manny Flywheel. Look at that mustache. Chuck Hicks looks like he means business today. A quick drop off the starting line and he's in the air. I swear if he opened up the doors, he could have flown away with that kind of launch. In the second ramp, though much smaller, I would argue that it's equally important to have a good landing off of. Chuck is a really cocky racer, but we'll just say confident because it sounds nicer. Although being sure of yourself on the track's never a bad thing, is it? He's rolling right past the main pack. What a fantastic run so far. How far can he go? All right, finally coming to a stop in second place behind Manny Flywheel, who had a massive run earlier in the group. Back to the beginning, Todd The Shockster, Marcus rocking the famous 123, and he's going skyward off the big ramp. You know he chose 123 because it was easy to remember. Word on the street is it's his ATM number, internet login, home security code. Sounds secure. What doesn't seem secure is his wheels on the track. track all floating around there is not going to be good for Shockster when it comes to the speed that he's bringing into the final straight, and unfortunately that wasn't the best run that he could have had. Taking 11th place finish so far, which is not comforting, as only the top 15 will be advancing to the next round. All the way from his hometown farm in Mississippi, Rusty Cornfield all ready to go, hits a way to 360 off the mega ramp. That was insane. I can't believe he's able to pull that thing around, but my goodness, what a performance, huh? Look at the speed that he somehow maintained even with the charades off the ramp earlier. That's impressive to say the least. At this point, he's got to put it in neutral and coast as far as possible. Already approaching some vehicles now. It's going to be a close one between 4 and 39, but the race officials determine Rusty takes 8th. It's the hero we've all been waiting for to make an appearance in the Piston Cup Racing Series. Lightning McQueen off and up in the air. Man, there's something so exciting about seeing this guy on the track. With a smooth ramp section, he is going into the turns, and we all know that he can handle them well. You know, I actually forgot that McQueen's first name was Montgomery. Lightning is his moniker after all. Now, here we get to see if that early speed's going to translate. He's looking good as he passes the main pack, continues to have a smooth rollout, notching himself in 3rd place. Not bad. That's a safe run for 95 for sure. All right, Ruby Oak, show us what you got. Rocking the baby blue paint job at number 51. Ruby looks clean. What is going on? That's some interesting driving. Oh, whoa, spinning around, somehow landing backwards, and they're still going. This is going to be the first car for this track to attempt finishing the run in reverse. I didn't even think that was a possibility, but here we are. I kind of want them to do well at this point, but unfortunately, they are slowing down quick. It doesn't look like they're going to see a miracle happen in this run, and Ruby Oaks is going to be slotted into 14th place finish. Not ideal. Look at the final toupe on number 76, Krusty Rotor. I don't know, something about this car looks classy. Rode the rail for a little bit there. Did you see that? Oh, and that was a close call, but somehow Rotor was able to sort things out before it got too messy. I always thought a rougher start would equal a rougher finish, but we've seen some cars do some amazing things without having a perfect jump, so you just never know. 76 is now headed down the final straight, passing a vehicle along the way, but ends up leaving his mark at the current 13th position. Davey Apex, arguably the nicest guy to ever hit the track, kicks off today's action for the Piston Cup Racing Series, and he lands on the rail. What is this Tony Hawk action? It's wild. He's never actually finished higher than 20th or 21st, I've heard, because he's just not competitive by nature. He'll let other cars pass him if they feel like it. I need to stop talking about that because he's obviously got a change of heart. Look at the speed he's ripping into the straight with. Where did this come from? It's like he didn't lose speed from the beginning. He's off the track entirely. That was shocking to say the least. All right, now back up top, we got Bobby Swift out the drop and a huge jump off the mega ramp. With how fast Davey was moving last round, I'm not sure you noticed, but there's a checkered flag marking the current last place position in terms of qualifying, so keep an eye out for that as the cars roll by. Now, I distinctly remember Swift talking smack to Lightning McQueen at one point, so we better get past him or that would be kind of embarrassing, don't you agree? There's not a lot of juice in the tank for Mr. Swift, so it's going to be iffy if he makes it to the flag. He does, not by much, but he takes a current 15th. He is on the bubble, and that can be scary. Now, here's a fun one. Winford Rutherford, a car with the same body as Davey Apex that we saw earlier what Davey could do making it off the track. Can we expect to see something similar now? I sure hope so, because that was entertaining to say the very least. But what is this bumping around, and he spins around backwards? Oh no, maybe I jinxed Rutherford with the comparison to Davey, because this isn't looking good right now as 64 is rolling out to a stop and is in current 18th position. That is an elimination. The final group of round 1 is here, so I expect to see some urgency out of the racers, and Jimmy Cables rocking the double zeros is kicking us off with some gusto. Things almost out of hand after that second jump, but he kept it on the track and is into the cornering section now. A little bit of drift is occurring. That's never good. I'm not sure how that's going to end up affecting that final spot, but he's coming to a rest at the 18th position. It means Cables will not be moving on in the series, unfortunately. Back up top, it's Ralph Carlo, number 117, and he hits a crazy jump to kick things off, goes into a power slide just before the second ramp and flips a 180. Ralph's doing it backwards now. In the past, these kinds of tricks have thwarted any car's chance of success, but Ralph Carlo still has a little speed left and may get himself into a scoring position. Could you imagine? My goodness, he's still rolling out, passes some cars there. Is he gonna? He passes the checkered flag, finally coming to rest at the 13th position. That seals his deal on his entry into round 2. Amazing. Next up, we got Hauling Gas number 79. This will be the final car of the first round, so let's cheer him on. Already riding that rail, but hey, that was Davey's secret tactic to making it off the track, so you never know. That may be the trick to getting further than the rest. I'm liking this metallic paint job. A bit of an upgrade from the flat lavender that he used to rock back in the day, and it seems to be coming down to the wire now. Is this enough speed to make it into the qualifying position for round 2? It is past the checkered flag, currently in 13th, and Hauling Gas is moving on.